Today I'm going to talk to you about finding new interests to target with your Facebook ads. My name is James Booth and you are watching episode number 21 of Daily Marketing Hut Live. So, good morning / afternoon everyone, depending on if you're watching this in the UK it will still be morning. Out in Hungary it is afternoon. So wherever you're watching from, hope you're having a good day, hope you do have a good rest of the day. It is Sunday, so I suppose a lot of you won't be working too hard. I've done everything that I wanted to do today. I got a blog post written up, lead magnet created. I've made a start on writing an email autoresponder series, which I'll finish off tomorrow. But yeah, making progress at the moment, building out a whole new funnel for this business, which I hope to get live sometime next week. I'm thinking probably Wednesday, Thursday, but definitely by the end of the week. Facebook ads will be running and we'll get people into this new funnel. So looking forward to that. Rest of the day, what have I got planned? I'm going on a free walking tour. So I found this, I guess it's a company that does walking tours across Budapest. So I'm going to head over to that in about an hour or so. And yeah, it's all free. I'll give them a tip. I think they work on tips, but yeah, sounds good. It's about 3 hours long or something. So hopefully I'll get a few photos snapped. Catch more on Instagram at Digital Marketing Hut. They'll be all up there. So yeah, that's my day. Hope yours is enjoyable. Let's get on to today's episode, which I have 3 questions prepared. So the first one is, should I focus on retargeting my website visitors through Facebook and just focus on custom lists that find similar users rather than targeting cold traffic? So essentially what this question is asking is, should you only be targeting your email list, Facebook page fans and website visitors, so essentially people who are connected to you, and not cold traffic using like the interest, demographic and behavioural targeting? And answer to that, I mean, if you've got a big enough audience, then yes, you're going to get much better results by targeting people who are connected to you. So that's people on your website, people on your list, people who like your page on Facebook. Advertising to those people alone should generate much better results than targeting cold traffic who don't know you yet. The downside to it, the potential downside to it, is if you've got a small audience, so if you've only got like a few hundred to a few thousand people on your mailing list, and you're only targeting those people, you're going to exhaust those very quickly. And the other sort of thing to bear in mind is if you have got a larger audience, even if you're promoting to people who are connected to you, your organic reach is going to be higher as well, because people who like and comment on your stuff, the fact that they've liked and commented on your stuff will show up in their friends' news feeds, and that's how you're going to build your audience that way. If you're only targeting a small audience, your organic reach is going to be a lot less as well. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to get new people into your funnel. Yeah, if you've got a large-ish audience, so a few thousand, what you could do is create a lookalike audience based on a customer list or your mailing list. Again, the higher quality list you choose, the better. If you've got a buyer's list, that's going to generate a better quality, more responsive lookalike audience than if you were to create a lookalike audience based on your general mailing list, for example. But what you can do is, once you've got that lookalike audience, you can then narrow down your targeting using a combination of interest, behavioural and demographic targeting. And again, although those people aren't directly connected to you, because they're lookalike audience and you've narrowed it down a bit, you should still get decent results. But that would be my advice, is if you have got an audience large enough that you can just kind of target those and only those and still get good results, do so. Otherwise, use lookalike audience and combine that with interest, behavior, demographic targeting. Question 2. How do you split test Facebook ads? Now, I don't know if this question was aimed at me personally, or if it was just asking, how do you do it? If it's asking how do you do it, what you'd do is you'd go into Power Editor, you'd take the ad you wanted to split test. So in this example, let's say that you were split testing images. So you've got image 1 and image 2. Everything else is, the audience is going to be the same, the copy is going to be the same. You just want to test image 1 versus image 2. What you'd do is you'd go into Power Editor and create your original ad. So create an ad and use one of the images you want to split test. You'll then go to the ad set level, duplicate that ad set, which will in turn duplicate any ads within the ad set, and you can go back to the ad level and change out the image. This way you've got two separate ad sets with two separate ads, targeting the same people with the same copy. The only thing that's different is the image. If you were asking how I personally split test ads or how I'd recommend split testing ads, it would be the easiest way or the most simple way, which I'd recommend to most people, would be to split test audience, copy, and image. If you're starting brand new from Facebook ads and you're using interest targeting, what I'd recommend doing is getting 3 lots of copy, each mentioning or pushing or sort of agitating a separate problem or pain point. So think of 3 different problems or 3 different benefits that your offer generates, and write a piece of copy for your ad based on each of those benefits. Images, get 3 different images, just like people. Images of people tend to work quite well. If your audience are familiar with you, try an image of you looking directly into the camera. That tends to work quite well. We get 3 different images, 3 different bits of copy wrote up, and then 3 different interests. So if you use an interest targeting, get 3 different interests. Ideally, you'd want to run them all together. So you'd have, It's 27 ads if you've got, so you'd have sort of image 1, 2 and 3. With image 1, that would then have copy 1, 2 and 3. And inside of that you'd have audience interest 1, 2 and 3. So I think in total that adds up to about 27. You've got 3 by 3 by 3, which is 27. So you'd have 27 ads. Run those on a £5 per day budget, around 2 or 3 days, or until you get a relevance score. If your relevance score, you'll get a relevance score of about 500 impressions. If it is below 5, just turn it off straight away. If it's above 5, let it run for about 2 or 3 days, just so it falls into Facebook's algorithm correctly. And after the 2 or 3 days, take the best performing ads and turn the rest of the ads off. Now, I know for some people, 27 ads on a £5 a day budget for 2 or 3 days, that's going to add up to like 300 quid pretty quickly. I'd say it's worth it. Do it, because you are going to need to kind of invest in testing when you're first starting out. If you're still kind of thinking, oh, that is a lot of money though, what you can do would be to take 1 image and copy. How you should decide which one is totally up to you. I guess whichever one you think will perform best, and test the 1 image and 1 copy against the 3 different audiences to start with. You'll then take the best audience and test that audience against 3 different images. The best performing audience and image you can then take and test the 3 different copies. So that way you are setting up less ads, it's going to cost you less, it's going to take longer, and you're not going to get as good or as accurate results because they're running at different times of the day. But it should still be accurate enough to kind of get data in terms of what works best for your business. Question 3. I'm having trouble finding interests to target. Any tips? Yes. There's 3 ways or 3 methods or 3 tools that I use to find new interests. First one is audience insights. You can find that in the ads manager. So if you're an ads manager, it's unlike all tools, I think they've changed it. They keep updating the interface. So I think it's on all tools, and if you go to all tools, there's an option called audience insights. Click on that, and essentially what you can do is input your audience information on the left hand side. So you put age range you're targeting, whether they're male or female, basic targeting information. Then what you can do is kind of analyze that audience. So analyze the audience that you're targeting, the demographic that you're targeting. And what Facebook will do is analyze the audience and pull out data from people on Facebook who match the demographic information you specified. Now, part of the data they'll pull up is pages they like. So one of the tabs is page likes. Go on there and you'll get a list of pages liked by the demographic you're targeting. take note of the relevant ones, relevant being the key word there. So take note of the relevant ones and you should have a few different interests from there. If you're still searching, then you can use Facebook graph search, which is literally the search bar on Facebook itself, where you put in groups, pages, or friends who you're looking for. And in that search box, you can search for phrases such as pages liked by people who follow insert industry influencer here. If you've got any potential customers or even customers or clients on your friends list, you can search for pages liked by person's name here. And that will kind of just bring up a list of pages liked by people who follow certain people or by friends on your friends list. So that works well. Final one is in the Power Editor itself. So when you are creating your audience in the Power Editor and you're inputting in the different interests, say you've got one or two that you've used graph search or audience insights, you've pulled up one or two relevant interests. Enter both of those interests in the audience creator on Power Editor, and what you'll find is a drop-down box will appear with a bunch of other relevant interests. So you can use those for inspiration as well. So yeah, that was today's episode done and dusted. If you've enjoyed it, tag your friends in the comments, share it out. I want to reach as many people as possible, and I'd love it if you'd help me do that. If you're watching it on YouTube, hit subscribe. It's one of those, I think Facebook mirrors it around, so I'm not sure which, but there is a big click here to subscribe button. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.